Scientists forced to admit that PlanetX, Nibiru, Planet 9, Wormwood may be orbiting our sun. Now, yesterday I posted a video, very interesting thing that I found out, that the ancient Sumerians called Jupiter Nibiru. Isn't that something? They thought Jupiter was Nibiru. That's what they called it. Now, concerning Planet X, Nibiru, Wormwood, Planet 9, scientists at the University of Arizona have now confirmed an, quote, unseen planetary mass object, end quote, may be orbiting the sun in the solar system beyond Pluto. Lunar and planetary laboratory researchers now believe that this planetary mass object is roughly between the size of Mars and Earth. The worrying discovery was possible due to the perceived ability to control the orbital planes of space rocks known as Kuiper belt objects, according to the authors Kat Volk and Renu Malhotra. Quote, the most likely explanation for our results is that there is some unseen mass, end quote, lead author of the study said, saying according to our calculations, something as massive as Mars would be needed to cause the warp that we measured, they said. Mive.com reports the U.S. Space Agency says that these 10 new candidates are in the correct range of their stars where water could form on the surface of the more rocky planets. In its 4 years in service, the Kepler Space Telescope has identified 4,034 new planet candidates, with more than half of those being confirmed as exoplanets. Over 4,000. Before any huffs and puffs that there are currently only 8 planets, astronomers from the California Institute of Technology found evidence for a planet 10 times the size of our Earth beyond Pluto in early 2016. A yet-to-be-discovered unseen planetary mass object makes its existence known by ruffling the orbit plane of distant Kuiper belt objects, according to the research by Kat Volk and Renu Malhotra of UA's Lunar and Planetary Laboratory. Kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box. The object is pictured on a wide orbit far beyond Pluto in its artist's illustration. We know Pluto takes 248 years to make an orbit of the sun. So this possible planet was dubbed Planet 9 instead of Planet X or Nibiru. So this other unconfirmed planetary mass object could be the 10th planet. This object would be different from and much closer than the so-called Planet 9, a planet whose existence yet awaits confirmation, the new release from University reads. And for their study, the 2 authors studied more than 600 objects in the Kuiper belt in their quest to determine the common direction and tilt of these orbital planes. Space.com points out that while this newly discovered object has yet to be actually discovered, it is much too small and too close to Earth to be a hypothetical Planet 9 or Planet X Nibiru. Planet 9 from early 2016 is said to be 25 times farther away from the Sun than Pluto is, somewhere between 500 and 700 astronomical units from our Earth. This is too far away to influence these Kuiper belt objects, Volk explains. It certainly has to be much closer than 100 AUs to substantially affect Kuiper belt objects in that range. The University of Arizona researchers note that the planetary mass object has not been spotted in the Kuiper belt yet, but they believe that the under construction Large Synoptic Survey Telescope will help find hidden worlds such as this one. The Spitzer Space Telescope found 7 Earth-sized planets around a single star, which sets a new NASA discovery record for the largest solar system around a single star. Malhotra said that she has high expectations for the telescope. She said it should bring the number of discovered Kuiper belt objects from 2,000 to about 40,000. She said there are a lot more Kuiper belt objects out there. We just have not seen them yet. This is what she explains in the release. She says some of them are too far and dim even for LLST to spot, but because the telescope will cover the sky much more comprehensively than current surveys, it should be able to detect this object if it's out there. Now, as for Planet 9, or PlanetX or Nibiru, its researchers have also not observed it, but it was discovered in similar fashion by looking at out of the ordinary orbits of small objects in the deep Kuiper belt. This was from Daniel Newton of Neonetal on Bended Reality. Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support.